Bad Emotion, starring Suki Waterhouse. It is loosely based on Body Heat starring William Hurt and Kathleen Turner. Set in Los Angeles, a lawyer named Nicholas, 32, starts an affair with a seductive young aspiring actress named Suki, who is married to a wealthy music producer named Richard. They keep it on the down low. However, Suki and Nicholas have some of the best sex in cinema. Later, Nicholas runs into a girl named Vivian at Suki's house. She is a friend of Suki, looks a little bit like her as well. Vivian tries to seduce Nicholas. Yet, they play it cool despite the fact they are attracted to each other sexually. However, Suki is from a different planet. She has beautiful inner glow, breathtaking sensuality, and staggering sexual vitality that slaves a soul. Nicholas doesn't want to jeopardize their friendship. He is addicted to her. He has some of the best sex of his life with her. Nonetheless, Suki introduces him to Vivian. She is sort of her lover. They have steamy threesome. Later, Suki lets Nicholas know what is going on. She wants to divorce Richard but needs few millions to start a production company, make films and all. And if she divorces him, she would get nothing. She signed a prenuptial agreement. Nicholas advises her to kill Richard jokingly. He didn't really mean it. He just wants to make her smile. But Suki takes advantage of the joke. She has an agenda. She seduces Nicholas into hot S&M sex, sadism and masochism. They have a wild erotic sex, experience major orgasms. Actually, they have sex till they run out of breaths. She lets him put it anywhere he pleases. Suki then asks him to kill her husband. He agrees to do it, high with sexual pleasure. They plan the murder together. Nicholas comes to Suki and Richard's mansion in the middle of the night to kill him. Suki opens the door for him. Nicholas walks into the bedroom and tries to suffocate Richard with a pillow. Suki has already placed sleeping pills in his drink. He is motionless. Yet suddenly, Richard is awake. He finds pillow on his face. What the fuck is going on? Someone is trying to kill him. Richard pushes Nicholas off him. They begin to fight. Nicholas is not going to fight this motherfucker. He is big. Richard would have him for dessert. Instead, he takes out his gun. But Richard knocks the gun out of Nicholas's hand and punches him on the face. Nicholas loses his balance and falls on the floor. Richard gets on top of Nicholas and puts his hands on his throat, cutting oxygen supply to his brain. Nicholas can't breathe. He is about to die. Suki grabs Nicholas's gun and shoots Richard in the head. Richard falls on Nicholas lifeless. Nicholas pushes him off. His cloth is covered with blood. Suki gives him Richard's shirt. They place Richard's body in his Bentley convertible and burn his corpse. They have sex on the hood of the car while his body is burning to ashes. It's one of sickest things we have ever seen in the history of cinema. They continue to have sex while the car is on fire. They then crack open his skull with a hammer, take the bullet, and push the car off the cliff to make it look like an accident. Later, Nicholas is approached by Richard's lawyer about a new will that Nicholas allegedly drew on behalf of Richard. It was witnessed by Vivian. However, the new will was written poorly. It is declared insignificant, which result in Suki inheriting the entire fortune. Suki later confesses to Nicholas that she forged the will. It doesn't matter. They meet at a motel, kiss, and make love. It's steamy, alluring, sensual, and passionate. We stay with them with series cuts as they go at it with various sexual positions. It's classic. Then Nicholas is contacted by Detective Mia, who suspected Nicholas might be involved with Suki in her husband's death. Mia tells him the forensics put some of Richard's brain together and found a bullet hole. She also informs him Vivian is reported missing. Nicholas feels cornered. Mia then drops the big hammer. Someone had kept calling at his house on the night of the murder. The person, who called at his house, never received answer. Now, Nicholas knows it's a setup. Suki is going to blame him for the murder. He told Suki not to call at the house, but she double-crossed him. He already told the police he was at his house watching James Bond marathon. Nicholas confronts Suki at gunpoint. She laughs at him sarcastically and walks toward the boathouse and disappears from his sight. Then the boathouse explodes to hell. The forensics find a body identified as Suki through dental records. Later, Mia receives Nicola's bloodstained shirt, a bullet, and a gun in 3 separate plastic bags. Nicholas is arrested. They put him in prison. Nicholas tries to convince Mia that Suki is still alive, just feels it and thinks the woman he knew as Suki assumed the identity of Suki Jackson in order to marry Richard and take his money. The girl Nicholas had threesome with and knows as Vivian was murdered, and her body left in the boathouse. Mia thinks it makes no sense. Nicholas remembers Suki telling him she wants to live in Saint-Tropez, French Riviera. Mia flies to France to check it out, then finds Suki enjoying the view from her beautiful villa built near the sea. It seems Suki and Mia have known each other for a while. They kiss French and have hot lesbian sex. In flashback, we see the main motivation behind the killing. Suki sits at the swimming pool, drinking whiskey, looks at Richard who is talking on his cell phone. Richard is a drug dealer, distributes cocaine to Hollywood community while pretending to be a respectable producer. Yet, he has made close to $1 billion through cocaine trade, stashes the money in a safe at the basement. Only Suki knows about this. One day, she speeds up her BMW convertible in the street of Malibu. She is pulled by Mia, who happens to be driving a regular car, Lexus, off-duty. Suki collects her dress, not wearing underwear, and shows her vagina. Mia tells her to step out of the vehicle, brings her the hood, tells her to turn around and spread her legs. Mia then fingers Suki behind. Suki then lies on the hood of her car. Mia eats her out. Suki and Mia involve in steamy lesbian affair like Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon in Bound. They make love here and there. Later, sitting at the bathtub, Suki tells Mia about the money. They plan to kill Richard. Mia recommends her Nicholas, whom she arrested after she saw him running naked. He has weakness for beautiful girls and might be a sex addict. We see how he got involved in flashback. Nicholas is having sex with a gorgeous supermodel named Sasha. Then out of nowhere comes her husband Vladimir with a pistol, points the gun at Nicholas, and tells him to leave the house without a single drop of cloth. Nicholas leaves the house without saying a word, naked. When he tries to get his car, Vladimir shoots the front tire, then fires 2 more warning shots at the sky. Nicholas just runs in the street without knowing where he is going. Out of nowhere comes Mia driving her Lexus and picks him up. He tells her he is a lawyer and explains what just happened, bad luck. Later, after the dust settled, Suki and Mia open the vault at the basement and take all the money, expensive jewelries, diamonds, and priceless paintings worth over $10 billion. They load them in a truck, drive to a military airport and place it in a private jet designed for the sole purpose of the theft. Suki gets in the plane and gives the pilot a nod to take off. The jet flies in the air. We cut to Swiss Bank. Suki deposits all of them and walks away as if she just took a leak at an expensive restaurant. We return from the flashback and find Suki and Mia in the bathtub, surrounded by candles. They're listening to Bad Liar by Selena Gomez. Mia is behind. Suki is resting on Mia's chest with closed eyes. There is a silent moment. We see a bottle of wine and a rose. It seems they are lost in thoughts while listening to the song. Mia whispers something on Suki's ear. We do not know what she told her. Suki smiles in beauty. They kiss French. The end.